is my great-grandma Margaret Caldwell's degree from K-State. She came to K-State to get her degree, and while at K-State she met her future husband, Foster Blockcolsky. They eventually got married November 11th, 1922. They had 5 kids: Imogene, Robert, Ruth, Bill, and Donna. Later in this video, I will be interviewing the oldest, Imogene. Her and her youngest sister, Donna, are the only ones still living today.
I was born in Wamega, Kansas on November the 6th in 1923. When I was born, I didn't do any chores but wet my britches and eat on a bottle. My mother had us about 3 years apart, I guess you might say. It was me, Imogene, Robert Caldwell, Ruth Lavon Blockcolsky, and William Eli Blockcolsky, and Donna Sue Blockcolsky. And she married a Simpson, and he happens to be a real musician. Yeah, he played for Ray Anthony.
Okay.
And we used to, when I was a kid, I'd go to Sunday school in Wabaunsee, and Imogene, they'd say, well, I seen your brother-in-law on the TV last night, Don Simpson, and his band group, Ray Anthony. Well, they made one tour, Ray Anthony in a bus in southern parts of the United States and back, and stayed all night with us. My first school, Dad would take us in the lumber wagon if the weather was bad, if there was snow. And the first few grades was downstairs on the main floor. An outdoor toilet for boy and girl out behind, like all the homes would have. Farm home, before we had electricity to pump water and no electricity, none of that. And every cook stove had a water tank. It had a water tank, and that's what we'd bathe from. We'd probably all go through the same bath water. Bob was always hanging on the tubs. Those sides of that granite tub, like it was going to get away from him. And Dad had everything nice to farm with. 2 sets of mules to pull the wagons and farm equipment with. Dad had a lot of good farm equipment. He had every chance in the world. But liquor got the best of him. So Dad in the jail. Dad died that night. They found him dead at 11 o'clock of a morning. But here we had them chickens. And well, Mom, we goes out there to the chicken house, just out behind the house. And Mom she had papers down to have it nice for the chickens to walk on. Well, some gas and kerosene run out on the papers and got on fire. Imogene, she hollered at me, the chicken house is on fire. Well, she was putting out the papers and killing that fire, and I was throwing them up in boxes. I was tossing them up to get air.
Did you save the chicken house?
Oh, yes. Yeah, Mom got that paper put away. Boy, she never ever got kerosene around that paper again. We had an ice house, and I don't want you to forget this. everybody had ice houses along creeks and rivers. And when that got thick, they go out and saw it up. I don't know, chip it out or something, how they got them apart. But they'd haul them in and they'd bury them into a cellar. Would take the ice out to preserve the milk for the babies and, food.
So your mom, she went to college, didn't she? At K-State?
My mother, yes. Her and Myrtle came up here, and I have found papers where grandmother come up here and stayed with them and met their boyfriends. I've even got some pictures of them. And Mom is cute of her. And there was an old strapped-in Model T Ford in the pictures, in some of those pictures, when she was in college here. Yeah,
Really?
she met Dad. Yeah.
Was he going to K-State?
Well, he did come. Well, yeah, he came, but Mom was more for schooling, I think, than Dad was. The boys all served. Yeah. Bill went into the Navy. He was in a submarine. Bill was in a submarine. And they have a problem from that. What is it? Asbestos?
Mesothelioma.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I think that was working on Bill. Some.
That's how he died from lung cancer.
Bill?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess I knew it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did you do after you graduated?
Oh, I fell in love with my man that I married. He was in high school. He was nice to me, and he'd take me and fix my bicycle, with the flat tire, and the brother wouldn't do it, They didn't want to be bothered. But a boyfriend, that kind of liked you, they'd be nice. And then, when it was cold weather, he could take the truck.
When the war was over, what did your mom do? You were living on a farm.
My mother stayed single. Mom sold out, and she bought that big house in Manhattan. Or have you owned that yet?
Yes.
Mom bought that with farm money, I think. Ruth had 2 boys.
Mm-hmm.
And Randall built as an adult. Randall Coonrod built the auditorium.
This is one of the houses my great-grandmother bought after the war was over. Her and her 3 youngest kids moved into this house. She rented out the top floor and attic to some soldiers that came back on the GI Bill. Her middle daughter, Ruth, met one of those soldiers. His name was Carl Coonrod. They eventually got married and had 2 sons, Randall and Carl Jr. Carl Sr. and Randall built some of these buildings here at K-State. Here is a list of some of the buildings they have built or renovated. My mom's dad, my grandpa, was Robert Blockcolsky. He was Imogene's little brother, or the second oldest child in this family.